Hello everyone, my name is Kamal Shokramani. Thank you for joining in. And today we'll be talking about, or we'll be going through consuming the CMDB data using ServiceNow Stream Connect. Now, you may ask why we are doing this. I'll tell you, it is very beneficial. First of all, thanks to Stream Connect high volume transaction capability, it provides you real time synchronization with your CMDB data, so you don't have to wait for your discovery process to finish up, which might be taking 48 hours and running between 7 days to 30 days time frame. It is a lot more scalable than other solutions. It provides you modularity and definitely ease of integrations, thanks to it being integrated with not just CMDB data but with other tables as well. So if you extended your CMDB data structure and not using CSDMN, which I wouldn't recommend, this is the way to go. So before I start and dive in deep into developing and setting it up, let's understand why we are following this approach. So the first idea is always follow CSDM. CSDM is basically provides you out-of-the-box classes and this relationship structures within ServiceNow. So we have to follow it if you want to make sure the solution is scalable and future-proof. The second point is having clear data contracts. So we don't want to choke down the performance of Stream Connect by having validations after the data is being imported. We want to reduce as many validations as possible, and having clear data contracts is going to help us out. The third point is about enabling safe processing of duplicate events. So we also want to maintain the data integrity and maintain the sequence of the updates. So having clear structure around the partitions is going to help us. It basically means having logical grouping between your CI classes, so you can how many partitions you need, because having multiple partition means multiple processing power. We don't want that, especially in case of CMDB if the data is related. Then the next 2 points is about how do we handle monitoring and data quality things. So there are 2 types of monitoring that out of the box are available. For the Stream Connect part, we have the Stream Connect dashboard. For the data quality handling at the CMDB end, we have the CMDB dashboard. But basically it will be handled through the IRE, that is Identification and Reconciliation Engine. So in Stream Connect, we basically have 4 different types of consumers that we can use to consume the data that is being given in the particular topic through the Apache Kafka environment. We'll not be touching on each one of this, but we'll be using the ETL/RTE consumer to handle the bulk load of CMDB data. Why? Because ETL is best to use when we are dealing with multiple ServiceNow table. It provides easy to configure mapping mechanism, and it can easily handle the bulk load of data in batches as well. Alright, so this is how we will get started. We will create a data source. We will create the integration of ETL job. Once we are done with these 2 steps, we will test it out quickly just to make sure we are doing so far so good. And then we'll jump on to the third step, which is to create the RTE consumer or the ETL consumer, whatever you want to call it. And then we'll jump on to create the Kafka stream, which is going to connect the topic to the consumer. And then finally, we'll test everything out by publishing the data into the topic, and then we'll see how it's being reflected into the CMDB tables. Let's go. Screens now, and let's get to the home page. So this is my homies instance. I can see some high level data and the alerts as well if there are. Now let me start with the step 1. So the step 1 is to configure data source. That's what I'm gonna do right now. So we'll just look for data source under import sets. So I have my data source here, CMDB data array, and you will notice that I'm using an attachment and to basically populate the tables. The reason is I want to generate this table quickly. So the way I've designed this is I created the data source record, attached this JSON file, and then did a test load of 20 records. The important thing to notice here is I want the data in a single column. Now let's look at the JSON structure that I'm using for this particular purpose. So here I'm using this attachment. It's a simple text file with a JSON extension, so it becomes a JSON file. And you'll notice that I'm having an array, and inside that I'm having a nested structure. The reason is the integration of ETL supports nested JSON structure if they're part of an array. You can find this on the RTE ETL documentation as well. Let's look at this table. We can see that on the data column, you will see that we have the exact same record that we did. Now, one more thing to notice is making sure that this table, when it is created, this column data is having the right type of column. Why? Because I found an issue while we are creating this. The data column got created as a string, which is not correct. It should be created for JSON. So if I show you this field got automatically created, and you can see the type is JSON. And by the way, you cannot change the type once it is created. Let's move on to the second step, which is creating the integration hub ETL. Alright, so I have my integration hub ETL. You can simply click on create new and you can start creating a new one. But let's open this one for now. Alright, so this is an easy to understand guided fashion with only 4 steps. 1. Specify the basic details from where you want to import this data. Second, do you want to transform this data? Do you want to make adjustments to the data that is being imported? Third, map this data to CMDB tables and relationships. And finally, test to perform if the data is working absolutely fine. So that's your step 2 completely finished off. Now let's move on to the step 3, which was creating the RTE consumer. Now the best way to do it is from the homepage of Stream Connect. So I'm on the Stream Connect homepage. I can open the consumers from here. We have the 4 different consumers on top tabbed view, and I can simply click on create, and it will ask me which type of consumer I want to create from here. So for now I want an ETL consumer. I just need to define the name of this RTE consumer, define the RTE transformer that we'll be using. It's basically the integration of ETL that we just created, which is CMDB data. I think I closed it. CMDB complex nested. That's the name of the integration ETL that we created. We can mention it over here and simply save the record. I'm not saving it since I already have created it. I don't want to duplicate this. Let me open the record from the list view. And what's the name? It's new ETL consumer for CMDB. Let's open this. So here I can see that I've created the consumer. That was step 3. Now I need to link the consumer with the topic, and that is done by Kafka Stream. So once you save the RTE consumer record, you can click on new to create your Kafka Stream, similar to how I have created. So this is my Kafka Stream record. I've given it a name. I've selected the topic which I want to use. I mentioned that I want to start consuming it after the first activation, and the run as, which will basically be this profile will basically be used while creating and updating the CMDB records. And I have linked it with this particular ETL consumer which we just saw earlier. Alright, so as soon as you create your Kafka stream, that means you are attached, you're creating a new consumer for your topic, and this is the consumer that is consuming, and it is consuming through this ETL consumer. That is how the design is working out. When you create this, it will not be automatically activated, so you'll get a related link to activate it. Once you activate it, will automatically create your subscription to help you out. So now on to the testing part. So let me open the Windows table. I don't see anything. That's good. I'll close this. Now I'm going to be using my terminal to connect with the producer. And to connect with the producer, I'm having some commands. The commands are simple, not much actually. So from here, it's basically saying that, hey, please use the Kafka console producer script with this particular topic, WDF to SN. Use the producer.config, which is placed in producer.properties, and then use these particular server, which is Hermes 1 at 4002, 4003 servers. Just like that, it will try to use the ports to connect with the Hermes cluster. It might take a few seconds, and yeah, it's done now. Now I can use the second command, which is basically this. And by the way, this is the same structure but without space, because this terminal doesn't allow me to have spaces, so I cannot copy paste this structure. So I'm basically having the same structure but without any spaces in between. So I copy the first command, I go back here, and I press enter. So just like that, I have entered a new record into the producer. Now in the backend, what is happening right now is this producer is connected to the Hermes cluster, which in then is connected to the particular topic WDF to SN. When I'm pushing this topic from here, it gets pushed into the particular topic. Then the ServiceNow instance does a pull mechanism to check if there are any new data into the topic. If it finds any new data, it will automatically try to fetch all the data inside that. And in a few seconds, we should be able to see some new data popping up over here. And one thing which I missed to showcase, we also have this import sets which gets created. I believe the import set mechanism is pretty popular, and I believe everyone is habitual. Whenever you're doing any type of imports, you get this import sets as well. I can see a new import set got created. That means the data is here. So I can see K2 complex server, which is exactly what my data was having, K2 complex server, right? So we have inserted the data into the Windows Server environment. And now let me pass on the data of the Linux server as well, so we can check if the right data is being passed. So I can see the K2 Linux server also got imported. And now let me do an update operation. Both were create operation. I'm gonna change the name from K2 to K1, and this time I'm gonna pass these two entries together. What it's gonna do is it's gonna create two entries into that particular topic. So when the next time it tries to pull more data, it will be doing it together. So we have the last import set for Linux, which also had one insert and one processed. And then we should be seeing one more. I'm gonna close this, and meanwhile that is getting done. Okay, it just came. So if I open this import set, I can see two records, and two records got updated. Not created, but updated, as per the design that we did as part of the integration of ETL. And one more thing which I wanted to show, in case there are many records, thousands and thousands of records, and it's always the case like that, you can always change the batch size from here. And also if there are any kind of error that you want to track, you can of course do it from the integration with ETL if it is part of that, or you can enable the verbose logging from here as well. So we can see the Windows server got changed to K1, and the Linux server also got changed to K1. So that's how we are able to finish the CMDB import using Stream Connect, getting the updates in real time. Thank you.